Hi, Cynthia. Good to see you again.
Yeah, same.
Well, thank you to everyone for joining us today. My name is Nina Mohanty, and I'm really excited to host this fireside chat with Cynthia here. We've had the pleasure of speaking already, but we're very excited to speak to you again today. I do wish that I was in Bahrain with you, Cynthia. It's a bit gray in London, where I am, but hopefully we'll see each other one day. So
It's an
today we're
open
going to be speaking.
invitation.
Yes, inshallah. Um, in her current role, Cynthia is the Country Business Development Director at MasterCard in Bahrain. Cynthia is responsible for executing MasterCard's growth strategy in the Kingdom of Bahrain, delivering cutting-edge digital payment experience for businesses and consumers alike, in line with MasterCard's vision for the local market and the wider region. Welcome, Cynthia.
Thank you, Nina.
I would love to give you an opportunity to also introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a bit more about you and your journey leading you up to MasterCard.
Well, first, allow me to start by thanking you for hosting me today. Yeah, as you mentioned, I've been the country director for MasterCard in Bahrain for the past 2 years, executing MasterCard's vision of a world beyond cash, right? We leverage the fact that we are a multi-asset, multi-rail, and multi-platform company where we try to apply our expertise, technology, and innovative solutions to help everyone in the innovative, in the payment ecosystem. So prior to this role, I was as well with MasterCard doing a role in the commercial on the commercial side with taking in charge all the commercial payments, banks and companies, mainly for the Levant and Qatar. Yeah, and I have done as well different roles, which are different from banking, which goes to hospitality prior to this.
Wonderful, wonderful to hear. Well, it has been a very phenomenal, dare I use the word unprecedented year for everyone around the world. I think we are all just waiting for that finish line to get through 2020. And there is increasingly great news with vaccines around the world. But obviously, we wouldn't be able to discuss the uptick in e-commerce and payments around the world and digital payments without mentioning coronavirus. So maybe to start, I would be really interested to know how coronavirus has accelerated the transformation towards digital payments globally, but more specifically in Bahrain and as well in like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, from where you sit.
Yeah, so the need for social distancing and safe payments have resulted in a tectonic shift in consumer behavior. And they have accelerated the adoption of digital payments and contactless transactions to provide safety and security and convenience. So many initiatives on that front has been led, right? You've got directive from governments, the health organization, as well some proactive measures across industries. It really helped in encouraging consumer to pay with contactless over cash to avoid the human-to-human contact. So we've got another initiative as well led by central banks. So you've got Central Bank of Saudi Arabia, Central Bank, Central Bank of Qatar, and even Central Bank of Egypt, whereby we have increased the cardholder verification payment method limit, which allow the consumer to be able to perform their transactions within one transaction without the need to enter a PIN. So which will allow consumers to have more as which has a customer experience across the region by making payment experience like safer, more convenient for consumers and business alike. So when it comes to Bahrain as well, CBB as well has helped a lot in doing many initiatives, whereby they have mandated all banks and to have, like, from issuer and acquirers, to have all the cards issued contactless, and as well the point of sale like terminals enabling contactless transactions of the year. So this as well, it's another initiative which helped in driving this. So yeah, so as you may know, contactless payments are like 10 times faster, right? So allowing consumer to go to perform their purchases inside the shop and to go out from the store much faster. So and since the demand continue to grow for safer, more convenient and faster payment methods, and since the demand is here and the demand is growing, all signs show that contactless are here, right? As per recent study that we have conducted at MasterCard, whereby we are aiming to better understanding of the customer sentiment towards contactless. So the results and the data show that 70% are now using contactless as a payment of method. 84 agreed that contactless is much cleaner way to pay. 79% said the contactless is easy to adopt. A contactless payment was easy to adopt. And 81% said that they will continue to use contactless post the pandemic. So as you can see, COVID has accelerated the growth of contactless transactions. So you've got more than 40% growth in MEA. And when it comes to Bahrain, the growth has shifted from 5% back in February 2020, all the way to 69% in October 2020. I believe this is an achievement. So, and the main... Yeah. And you know, the main like groceries, pharmacies are the one that show the growth in contactless transactions, right? So they saw the contactless transactions growing 4 times as fast as non-contactless transaction. So you can see, so I believe like QR within the COVID, I believe even after the significant acceleration during COVID, so I believe QR and contactless continue to grow in the post-pandemic landscape as demand increases for safer, faster payment methods.
That's incredible. I mean, you can't make up that kind of growth. That is rocket ship growth status right there. Absolutely. The last time we spoke, Cynthia, we kind of discussed some of our proclivities for shopping, perhaps. And it's definitely been a very strange year, but undoubtedly, I find myself shopping online a lot more. I think my flatmates are very tired of having to collect my parcels for me when I'm not readily available. And I'd be curious to know from your end, from MasterCard, if you could share your insights on the growth of e-commerce during this time and whether you see that moving on into the future.
So yeah, so as mentioned, you know, like e-commerce has been growing like no tomorrow, and it's a trend that has been shown globally, but no different than it's as well reflected in the Middle East, right? So you can see that. So COVID has accelerated the growth of online shopping, with nearly 3 out of 4, which means 73% of consumers in the Middle East and Africa spending more money online than they used to do before the pandemic. So as well, another study conducted which shows, which provide insights about how shoppers are rapidly moving away from cash and opting for fee and digital payment experience. So these insights are helping e-tailers and businesses across the region to leverage the shift towards online shopping and to deliver fast, convenient, and secure transactions. So according to the survey, apparel, groceries, banking, and data top-ups, actually, and healthcare have been the highest surge of online activities. So you've got more than 70% of consumers in the Middle East and Africa said they have made more online for data top-ups, right? You've got 63% for clothing, and over 52% said they had purchased groceries online. So, and
Wow.
as e-commerce increasingly becomes as part of everyday life, consumers are moving other aspects of their daily lifestyle, whereby they started to say, like, having the banking online, and like 66% are using banking online, avoiding going to the banks, and 56% said that they're managing their healthcare needs are as well done online. We've got as well another interesting fact and a new trend, whereby the rising impact of social media. So, the impact of social media on consumers' habits, with 70% of respondents saying that they discovered new sellers through Facebook, while 59% discovered new sellers as well through Instagram. So, you've got as well, people are staying more at home, so they're trying to do the things themselves, right? 45% of people have been educating themselves on do it your way, right? Do it yourself, actually, projects, and 44% said they are enrolling in online university courses. So they spend more time, and we know, like, between they need, like, right, you study, you do it yourself, but as well you need some entertainment, right? So, you have people spending more time online shopping, but as well that you've got 72% of respondents, they are interested in entertainment subscriptions, virtual stand-up comedy shows, while over 5 in 10 people are spending more online gaming and virtual music concerts. So you've got the gaming, but as well the cultural aspect, attending music concerts.
Wow. That is, I mean, I feel a little bit like I probably fit perfectly into that research. I think Instagram has finally figured out I'm very into gold jewelry, and they they keep targeting me, and I keep finding new places to spend my money on gold jewelry. But I definitely feel the same way about events. I'm a big ballet, opera kind of gal, and so I've missed being able to go to that, and found myself signing up for the Royal Opera House, and even getting to see the Bolshoi Ballet from afar. So it's been a real treat, and I think it'll be really interesting to see how that continues on into the future. A big question that I have with all of these, abrupt shifts that have happened is that, you've done so much. Well, actually, the central banks have done a lot in raising the limits for contactless, for example. But I am also a MasterCard alum. From my time working in Austria, I remember that contactless was it required quite a bit of educational piece, effort in educating the customer on how tapping your card works. And so now that that's been accelerated, now that e-commerce is so popular, digital payments are so popular so quickly, how have you found the challenges of educating the customer, whether that be on how it works or how secure it is? I know MasterCard takes security very seriously, and bringing that into the future as well.
Yeah, like, globally, MasterCard has been spearheading the transition for contactless for the past 15 years, right? And now, from now, right, it's not a new trend. And we've been working with industry partners and across sectors to increase the use of electronic payments, enhance safety, security, speed, and convenience at checkout and whenever using digital payments. And we work very closely as well with government institutions, and we work as a strategic partner. So we work very closely with government agencies and the banking sector to jointly build connectivity and educate the customers. And in Bahrain is no different, whereby we worked a lot with central banks where we had many awareness campaigns, right? And many to educate the customer how to do it, how to make sure that it's safer and it's safe and it's secure to do the payment, right? So like if we go back to the fact that MasterCard has been preparing for this for some time, tapping, it's really ingrained it's a deeply ingrained behavior in many markets, and this largely goes to growth of the tap and go and at transit turnstile, right? So this has led as well consumer to adopt more contactless and to feel, and whenever they're seeking speed and convenience, actually to adopt this because it's a speed, convenience, and security. So and that's why. So it started with transit and then moved to daily purchases with groceries and fast food and all those like small purchases. It really helped in shifting from cash to cards. So yeah.
It's crazy, actually. I do remember it's been over a decade since MasterCard was working with TfL for Transport for London to kind of introduce that behavior of tapping. So I completely see where you're coming from there. And I guess one of the things that that really comes to mind with me speaking from my FinTech hat, FinTech are really driving the shift right now across the world, not just in the GCC region, but everywhere, towards digital and contactless payments and just broader innovation as well. And MasterCard, I would say, really, I mean, I'm biased having been a MasterCard alum, but MasterCard definitely takes that that concept of collaboration with fintechs very seriously, with programs like the MasterCard Start Path and lots of other programs. So I'd be really interested to know from your perspective, where you sit in Bahrain, what the benefits you see from this collaboration are, and if there's any really exciting partnerships where you're learning and being able to do some cool things.
Yeah, so partnerships with fintechs is actually at the core of how we are reshaping our strategy and future-proofing even our business model going forward. Indeed, we at MasterCard, we play a central role in making fintechs partnerships a reality as a single technology provider. So we do recognize the importance of fintechs and the role that they play in the world rapid digital transformation. Therefore, we are continuously looking for to diversify our the business by diversifying our perspective, and hence we are looking always for new markets, new partners, and new ways to build on our competence payment network. So in Middle East, actually, things are no different, and MasterCard is committed to develop the payment ecosystem through partnership. So to your question, the fintech landscape is developing quite fast, and it's already happening regardless of the launch of open banking, which we believe it's a natural progression of mature banking market, something that we are seeing in GCC and in Bahrain specifically. So currently in MEA, we have around 1,200 fintech players covering everything, right, from credit to insurance to wealth management. All offered through a centralized cloud-based platform. In a matter of fact, actually, we have already signed 5 startups in Bahrain, and apologies, in Saudi Arabia, and 3 others in Bahrain, which are about to be announced in actually now in Q4. And for us, this is only the beginning as we continue our discussions with over a dozen of other startups, fintechs, and neo challengers. So you've got some partnership as well with between MasterCard and Benefit, the domestic switch in Bahrain, which meant to the launch of Middle East first blockchain payment program. Another partnership which is with Delivery Hero. Is whereby we, for the coming 5 years, where we committed to fully digitize the payment chain across the region. So you've got up to 20 million consumers, around 100,000 restaurants, and around 650,000 of drivers who are positively impacted by the enablement of secure digital payment and pay on delivery contactless solution, which actually it's shaping the future of fintech. So honestly, we are seeing those, and like we're seeing through those partnerships, is like those startups from diverse collaboration with traditional financial institutions, they do enhance competitiveness and also bring services and the product that can have real impact on consumer. So we've got as well, as you mentioned, we've got StarPass, we've got different programs as well for FinTech. So you've got MC Engage, which connects FinTechs to thousands of MasterCard technology partners, making quicker and easier to work together. You've got, as you rightfully said, MasterCard StarPass, which is a global network connecting the top FinTech players to our partner banks, and it will help them to scale and build the future of commerce. And last but not least, it's a MasterCard FinTech Express, which is a program that was launched to facilitate the onboarding of FinTechs and to launch more FinTechs, and allowing them as well to do an expansion across the region and in MEA. So this program was launched in MEA as well, Middle East and Africa, in 2020. We've got as well another investment that with Network International, which also it's growing the presence in Saudi Arabia, having been included in a new innovation sandbox created by SAMA, the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority. So yeah, we are very active in partnering with FinTechs, and we value those partnerships.
That's amazing to hear. Well, unfortunately, we are coming close to our time now. It has been such a pleasure to speak to you again. I'm very, very much looking forward to hopefully meeting you in person next year in Bahrain. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining us here today. If our audience wants to learn more about the work that you're doing at MasterCard in Bahrain, where can they find out more about MasterCard?
So you've got already, we've got like our website as mastercard.com, where we have many initiatives, mainly most of the initiatives that we do when it comes to supporting the SMEs or working with government, or even the work that we're doing with the financial. So it is on our website as well on our social media.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again so much, Cynthia. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Bye. You too. Thank you, Nina, again. Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.